if you had the chance to start again, to make your life from scratch, to decide what sort of person you would be, who you would love and how, the content of your days and hours, what songs you would sing to yourself or with others, what prayers would you let fall from your lips urgently and with praise, with mercy or hope? What blessings would you name and share with strangers and friends? If you could take now that first step, what journey would you begin? Across deserts and mountains, or would you take to the sky, which despite the bitter cold is still vast and filled with light? What work would you take? What mischief would you make? What boldness and bravery, what failure would you embrace? What would you release? And where in the end would you return and call home? In this new day, in this new year, no magic wishing or wondering is required, for such a balance is always available as with the in and out of our breath. To begin now to live like we mean it, to see with new eyes the gift that is always ready and always available, to respond to this gift with wonder and gratitude, to join in this partnership even when it breaks our heart, to keep showing up, to go with courage into this dawning day. Come, let us worship together. Now please stand as you are willing and able as we sing our opening hymn, Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
So welcome to the Unitarian Church. My name is Nathan. I'm one of your ministers. Happy New Year. Online folks, welcome. Also, don't worry about the tree. It's still Christmas until January 6th. So I just want you all to know we didn't forget. Theologically, liturgically, we're still in the season, even though it's another year. Few things for you to know. Today during middle hour, in room 5 is the parent support group for parenting in tumultuous times. In room 6 is meet and greet with the minister, one of us. You get to figure out which one when you show up. And then in room 1 will be the social justice sub-team on climate. And specifically, they're having a special guest, Kathy McQueen, who's going to talk about native plants and maybe even venture into a little bit of permaculture, I don't know. So that is in room 1. And also next, this upcoming Saturday at noon, we're having a stone soup party at the church. So that is, bring a vegetable that is pre-chopped, ready to be dumped in a bowl, a big pot of soup, and everyone who brings a chopped, cleaned vegetable will add it to the soup, and then there will be like a bring things you need mending, and people will bring their skills, and everyone can kind of help take care of everyone else, and then at 4, everyone will eat together. Sound good? Good. It's good to be together. Welcome to worship today.
I invite you to join me now in a time of prayer. Loving God, Spirit of life, mystery in which we live and move and have our being, draw near to us this morning and hear our prayers. For those who have come here this morning seeking a place of calm against the storm of the world, may this be the space that you need. For those who are excited to let some really painful parts of the last year go, may you find here a place to set some of that down. For those who are bringing excitement, curiosity, open hearts, may you be encouraged, nourished, renewed in this time. So many of us this morning have come into the new year hopeful, only to feel shock and horror at the current administration's actions in Venezuela. And we wonder what comes next. In truth, none of us know. It is a reminder of the terrifying time we are living in, when it feels like anything can happen. But there are some things we do know, and one of them is this. Amidst the rise of authoritarianism and fascism, our message of hope for the year still stands, now maybe more than ever. So much is on the horizon for this church. It will be a year of development and growth, and we need each other to make that happen. The world needs our message of love and respect for one another now more than ever. We may not be able to change the whole world, and so we control the only thing we can, our own selves. We do what we can in our small part of this world to live our values out loud. May it be so. Amen.
One of the conversations that Meredith and I, and actually the staff, had was if we should change anything today based on what the president did yesterday, to the best that I can figure, unilaterally in another country taking their leader. And we decided not to change anything. And here's why. The currency right now, not just among this administration, but in our culture, is for attention. And right now, you deserve the attention, not someone who is demanding it. So we're not going to scrap the service we had planned. It may, if you are feeling similar to me, which was weirdly panicked in a very car crash kind of way yesterday, we're not changing what we're doing today because the work we do as a church is too important. So Meredith and I were talking, she said, I don't know, this is kind of an upbeat service. Like, is that going to fit the mood of everyone? And it is a new year, and that's what we're doing today. So I just wanted to kind of name, we know what's going on, and we were intentional, other than this, to ignore it, if that makes sense. We do have some cards for you to sign. First, for you to be aware, this Friday at 9 o'clock will be, is it 9 or 10? It's 9. 10. Don't come at 9. The 9th at 10 will be Bliss Higgins' memorial service. And we also have a card for Amy McDonald, who is recovering from surgery. And if you would place 2 stones, we have the birth of a great-grandson, apologies. This is to Diana Doro. Her great-grandson, Wyatt Lindsay, was born. And we have a stone for the death of a mother of a church member. This is Jerry Gilbert's mother, Carol Gilbert, who died a few months ago. We're holding those and many more. Online folks, type your stone right into the chat. In-person folks, we invite you to come forward either along the west or the east wall, take a stone, let it represent whatever you're carrying on your heart, and place it in the chalice bowl. We now invite those who wish to come forward as we place stones. And we say together these words: with hope to make this a better world, we light this flame. Its light is a symbol of the power of love.
The lesson this morning is a wisdom tale. It's from a book by author John Muth called Zen Shorts. And what he's done is taken some wisdom tales from the Buddhist tradition and cast them in storybook form. So, like most wisdom tales, you may have heard this before. It's been told in different ways at different times with different characters. And like all wisdom stories, it is not a true story, but there is truth to be found in it. Listen and see if you can find the truth in this story for you. Two traveling monks reached a town where there was a young woman waiting to step out of her sedan chair. The rains had made deep puddles. She couldn't step across without soiling her silk robes. She stood there looking very cross and impatient. She was scolding her attendants. They had no place to place the packages that they were holding in their hands, so they couldn't help her across the puddle. The younger monk noticed the woman, said nothing, and walked on by. The older monk quickly picked her up, put her on his back, transported her across the muddy puddle, and put her down on the other side. She didn't thank the older monk. She just shoved him out of the way and left. As they continued, the young monk was brooding and preoccupied. After several hours, unable to hold his silence any longer, he spoke up. "That woman, she was so selfish and rude, but you picked her up and carried her, and then she didn't even thank you." "I set the woman down hours ago," the older monk replied. "Why are you still carrying her?" The next hymn is one you may or may not be familiar with. It's "We Shall Not Be Moved." So we're going to sing the first verse through all the way, and then we're going to join in and do all of the verses. If you'd rise as you are willing and able and join me in singing.
That's planted by the water.
first verse just to finish it up? First verse again, all together. Thank you.
I am running into a new year, and the old years blow back like a wind that catch in my hair, like strong fingers, like all my old promises. And it will be hard to let go of what I said to myself about myself when I was 16 and 26 and 36 and even 56. But I am running into a new year, and I beg what I love and I leave to forgive me.
One of the things that we as humans do is create rituals to mark time. It's part of how we have learned to give our lives meaning. And so I found myself at the grocery store on New Year's Eve with a lot of other people, slightly concerned that they were out of black-eyed peas. But don't worry, I did find some. I went to another store. I know that many of us have very specific customs and traditions about the way we welcome the new year, and for my family, it was always black-eyed peas and cornbread and greens and maybe bacon for those who wanted it. In many ways, I feel like I'm from everywhere, from a lot of different places, but this is one of the cultural things that connects me to this part of the country. My dad's saying about the black-eyed peas with bacon, for those who chose, was that they meant good luck for the new year, and that having meat and greens at all meant you were doing well, that you were living high off the hog, in his words. Black-eyed peas appear to have made their way to this part of the world with enslaved people taken from Africa and have become a tradition throughout the American South and beyond, like so many other parts of Southern culture. The peas were able to be planted in their gardens in America, and they were considered food for poor people, sometimes used to feed animals. As far as why they're considered lucky, there are different ideas. Some believe that peas are considered cheap, and if you can serve on New Year's Day, you'll have wealth for the rest of the year. Some say that the collard greens are what represent wealth because they represent paper money, since they're green. Others say that after the Civil War, eating black-eyed peas became more common as the Union Army seized everything they considered edible, not including black-eyed peas. So everyone seems to have a different idea or piece of knowledge about why we do it, passed down through generations, and I'm sure you all probably know a lot more than I do. But whatever the origin of the tradition may be, my point is that we as humans need these little rituals as a way to make meaning of the passing of time. We need to believe in newness and luck and hope for everything that lies ahead. Anne Lamott says on newness, "When nothing new can get in, that's death. When oxygen can't find a way in, you die. New is scary, and new can be disappointing and confusing. Here we thought we had it all figured out, and now it turns out we don't. But new is life. New is aliveness. New is being curious again, which is an awakening." Today is the first Sunday of the new year, and we are gathering this Sunday hopeful for what lies ahead, ready to let go of everything that the last year brought that didn't serve us well. And though it may be obvious, I'll keep saying this because I think we need a reminder. Our world is in a strange place. The new year has a lot riding on it already. Hope that maybe this year will somehow be better than the last. And we should always try to hold on to that kind of hope, no matter what. But even so, it is a lot of pressure. All we have always had is the present moment. And that can be both frightening and liberating in the same breath. The new year reminds us, for one thing, that time is forever passing, maybe faster than we'd like it to. It's scary to remember that we don't really know how much time we have or have control over much of what happens in our lives. I think, though, that liberation comes in the same way, from knowing that there is so much beyond our control, because that only leaves one option: to live in and appreciate the present moment for what it is, to relish and appreciate each day for the good parts and the hard parts, to feel the fullness of life. The new year and the way we celebrate this time, I think, has always needed to be about balance. Balance between hope and excitement and curiosity, and staying realistic. Remembering that the dawning of a new year doesn't necessarily mean that a switch is flipped and that everything is different now. With a new year, of course, comes the tendency toward resolutions. And I don't want to knock anything that's working for you. I would definitely say that it's part of our American culture that tells us we always need to be striving for perfection, to keep trying to do and to be better. But I will tell you, I personally find that very tiring. I think that so many of us know the feeling of resolutions we feel like we failed at, and we're too ashamed to pick back up. Our culture has profited off of telling people, especially women, that the way we are is not good enough, that we'll feel happier, be more worthy of love when we look a certain way or when we achieve certain goals, that we should spend our time and our energy trying to change, that we must set these intense goals and must meet them. And usually we also need to buy things to achieve these goals. And this mentality really sets all of us up for disappointment and anxiety, because as soon as we falter, even a little bit, we feel as if we failed. We hold ourselves to impossible standards. The Reverend Nadia Bolz-Weber writes, "May you remember that there is no resolution that, if kept, will make you more worthy of love. There is no resolution that, if kept, will make life less uncertain, allow you to control our government and the way other people act." This year, maybe skip the part where you resolve to do better, be better, look better. Maybe let's give ourselves the gift of lowered expectations. Let us expect so little of ourselves that we can be proud of our small accomplishments. And I don't include that part of what she says because I don't think you all are capable of beautiful things. I know that you are. But I also know that so many of us could really use a win this year, could really stand to give ourselves the gift of some lowered expectations. So what I think we can do instead of making resolutions is first to maybe make some space. I tend to think that this time of year is about getting rid of some of the old so that something new can take root. And later in our worship service, we'll all have a chance to take part in our burning ceremony, where you'll have a chance to write down on your flash paper something you'd like to leave behind and let go of, and we'll burn it. I believe that our dreams will rise from the ashes of all that we leave behind.
So as we go from that into the offering, some of us have started collecting our buttons for the year, 365 of them, I think. And I wanted to remind you, let me do some logistics real quick. If you do not have flash paper and pen, would you raise your hands? All right. The two sides. And online folks, what we're going to be doing is we are going to, at the end of this, write down something you want to let go of in a way that is safe in your house. please do that, but don't burn your house down. The other thing is we really want to have as many church members as possible, and I mean hundreds, not tens, sign up on we give a ranked choice sheet and it's right over there, for helping with the strategic plan. We're going to do this work all during Lent. If you have not signed up, there's a QR code there, online folks. It's on our website somewhere. It's definitely in the email. You could just email me and ask for the link. But if you would go ahead and do that, like we're going to start sorting these teams like this week. And it's a new month, and so we have a new shared offering. This whole month we are sharing it with Dialogue on Race. Dialogue on Race has been doing amazing work in this community for at least 20 years, maybe 30. It is not from this church, but it was incubated in this church. It has been facilitated by a number of church members. And I would say a third of this church has gone through the program. So I would encourage you to give very generously, as this morning's offering is gratefully given and received.
Map of the Journey and Progress by Reverend Victoria Seyfried. Here is where I found my voice and chose to be brave. Here's a place where I forgave someone against my better judgment, and I survived that, and unexpectedly, amazingly, I became wiser. Here's where I was once forgiven and ready for once in my life to receive forgiveness and to be transformed. And I survived that also. I lived to tell the tale. This is the place where I said no more loudly than I'd ever thought I could. And everybody stared, but I said no loudly anyway, because I knew it must be said, and those staring settled down into harmless, ineffective grumbling, and over me they had no power anymore. Here's a time and here's another when I laid down my fear and walked right into it, right up to my neck in that roiling water. Here's where cruelty taught me something. And here's where I was first astonished by the gratuitous compassion and knew it for the miracle it was, the requirement it is. It was a trembling time. And here, much later, is where I returned the blessing clumsily. It wasn't hard, but I was unaccustomed. It cycled round, and as best I could, I sent it back on out, past the gift alone. The circular motion around and around has no apparent end. Here's a place, a murky puddle, where I have stumbled more than once and fallen. I don't know yet what to learn there. On this site, I was outraged, and the rage sustains me still. It clarifies my seeing. Here's where something caught me, a warm breeze in late winter, a bird song in late summer. Here's where I was told that something was wrong with my eyes, that I see the world strangely. And here's where I said, yes, I know. I walk in beauty. Here is where I began to look with my own eyes and listen with my ears and sing my own song, shakily as it is. Here is where, as if by a surgeon's knife, my heart was opened up, and here and here and here, these are the landmarks of conversion.
Nadia Boltz-Weber, who had that quote we heard earlier about no resolution if kept, making us more worthy. She was one of the first ministers I didn't know personally that I admired because she was real and she told the truth, even when that truth revealed her own human imperfections. With full tattoo sleeves on both arms and always wearing her collar, she wrote with honesty about purity culture and sex and addiction and recovery, about survival, and about times when we, because of who we are, see the worst in others before we are able to open ourselves to see the best. Her honesty about the confusion around starting a church and being its minister gave me more certainty, not less. And though I didn't always connect to her Lutheran theology about being saved by grace, I can see why someone would like the idea. I can see why, on days when it's hard to see the good in the world, it might be nice to have an outside source that gives us grace for all we want to and still fail to do. But I've come to believe that the grace we most need is that which we give to our own selves. For it's only then that it can be extended to others who need it too. Her quote about resolutions is filled with grace, filled with the concept of worth and understanding and love. There's no resolution that, if kept, will make you more worthy of love. You are, as your actual self, already worthy. And so I think that's where we begin with New Year's, during the time of buying new storage bins and planners and all the ways that we try to brighten the sometimes gray sky here in Louisiana. We start with the understanding that whatever we do or fail to do, whether we accomplish all of our goals or check everything off of our list, we are still worthy. Some of us who have been tuned into the work of unlearning the racism that is baked into so many of our institutions over the past few years will remember the work of Tima Okun and others who remind us that the idea that we have to do things perfectly without ever making a misstep or a mistake is an idea that really, really gets in our way. It makes others afraid to speak up, to ask questions, to wonder about new ways of doing things or looking at the world. And this perfectionism can seep down deep into our bones for some of us and make us think that if we can't do anything perfectly, maybe it's not worth trying at all. That we certainly won't be good enough. We can make ourselves small and feel shame and anxiety around anything we do because it's not perfect. And this is how perfectionism hurts communities. We're less free to actually live and exist when these are the expectations. I don't think this is the way we want to live in the new year that we've been given. The allure and the gift of a new year is first that we're able to see another year of life, that it happens at all. And it's also a chance to take stock of the way we're living. It's an opportunity to say, here's what I love about my life right now, and here's what's really hard. And life can be both hard and lovely all at once for so many different reasons. This is how I've usually seen things go with New Year's resolutions, both with myself and with friends and colleagues. We say, okay, there's more time now after Christmas, and I'm gonna set all these goals for myself. I wanna do this thing and this other thing, and I'm gonna become a totally different person. But as time goes on, we're not able to meet those goals, probably for all the same reasons we couldn't in other years, because life is busy, or we don't have enough time or enough help, or we've said we're going to do really, really huge things instead of starting with something small and doable. And we get into that mindset of saying, well, I've already failed, so I might as well quit trying. We don't give ourselves credit or grace for all we did do, and we get stuck on all that is left to be accomplished. I wonder how many times we've let perfect be the enemy of good, about how many times we've let perfect be the enemy of trying. A new year, a new beginning of any kind, signals openness, opportunities, things we don't yet know about or understand that are headed our way. There are possibilities for goodness, for things to take root, for new life to grow in ways we cannot yet imagine. The new year is exciting because there's space again for hope, hope for things both seen and unseen, hope in some kind of nebulous way, energy that propels us forward. We know that change is always coming, that change is inevitable, both in our own lives and in the life of our church, made up of human beings. And 2026 is a big year for our community. It marks the 75th anniversary of the founding of this church, and we, the ministers and the church leadership, are asking a lot of you, the congregation, in terms of participation. We'd like everyone to be part of a sub-team for the implementation of the strategic plan, and though that might sound boring, it's actually not. It's a big opportunity. It's an opportunity to leave your mark on a place that I hope you love and that has loved you. And we can't really afford to get in our own way right now, because there are people in our city that are being told this morning that they are only worthy of love if they leave a part of themselves at the door. There are people who are afraid to leave their homes because of ICE. There are people who need connection so badly that it is truly a crisis. We have a message here that the world desperately needs and that needs to be shared. And in order to do that, we need to work together, to let some of what isn't serving us, what we no longer need to be carrying, fall away, so that we can open ourselves and say, here I am. I am open to whatever this year brings. I invite us to remain seated and join in singing our middle hymn.
May my wisest self guide me through this day. May she remind me to look through eyes of wonder and see the abundant beauty of here and now. To live from my toes up, grounded on this precious earth and in this miraculous body. To open my heart, flinging wide its shutters so no defenses cut me off. To employ my hands to create beauty, to soothe suffering, and to unlock potentials. Eyes, feet, heart, hands. From here, I can wake into my life and the gift that it is. From here, I can move through my day with simple ease. From here, I can spread compassion and love. From here, I can mend the world. May I be in harmony today with the current that flows through all, and may I be a faithful expression of this sacred source. Here I am.
So as we're talking, I'm going to invite you to take out your flash paper and your pen and try to think about something you would like to write on that you need to leave behind this year. Well, I mean, fill the paper if you want to. So as we get older and time goes on, we hold so many more memories. It can be both joyful and painful. The last year is marked in many ways. There are places on your own individual maps where you may have known deep loss, where you were afraid, where you felt fear take over. But there were also places where you learned things, where you listened to yourself, where you learned to say no when you needed to, when you felt yourself be opened, as Safford says, to moments of what she calls conversion. So how can we use what we've experienced over the last year to guide us? How can we use the places of pain to turn us toward openness, to remind us to live in the present moment? We are running into a new year, already a few days old, and in this new time, filled with hope and possibilities and the potential for change, we need to try our best to remain open and willing to what lies ahead. Because part of the way we as humans have survived forever is by doing new things that we weren't sure would work, but trying anyway with our whole hearts. We need to try to think about what kind of people we want to be this year, about the way we want to respond to life's joys and its challenges. How do we want to be, and why, and for whom? And how will we carry that feeling forward, long after the time for resolutions has faded, so that we can still feel ourselves meeting life the way we want to? Writer Elizabeth Gilbert talks about how some of the resolution culture makes us as people feel like we have to justify ourselves to determine how we'll be better in the coming year than we have been in the past. She says, "You are not a Fortune 500 company. You don't have to prove why you should exist on this planet. It's okay to just be here." And it ties into what we hear so often at church, that it matters that you're here, that you show up, that you exist as part of this community. Nathan and I have both said it, and I'll say it again. I am in awe of you who show up week after week and are present to each other, even though you have a lot of good reasons not to be. And so I'm asking you this morning to kind of sift through all the messages you might be getting from people around you, from culture, from social media, from wherever. Do a little discernment in this moment. Think about the last year. Try to trace your own map. 2025, the year we're leaving behind, has been full in a lot of ways. And when thinking about the map of your year, you may have thought about the times that you forgave, survived, times when you were outraged, times when your fear almost swallowed you up. and also about times when you were broken open by something unexpected. And maybe there were times when you began to turn, began to change, began to recognize the holy in yourself or maybe in someone else. We all have things we've been carrying that we need to lay down, habits we've been holding on to that we might wish we could release, stories we're telling ourselves that sit heavily on our hearts, that keep us stuck where we are, that get in the way of moving forward. And so I want to invite us now to take a moment and sit and breathe. Listen to your body. Listen to your own life experience over the last year. What feeling is there? And what else might be lying beneath? What is something you feel like you're ready to set down? Something you feel ready to say, this has got to stop. Maybe feelings or habits or stories about yourself and other people or about the world that are no longer serving you. Maybe something that you've asked yourself or others have asked you, why are you still carrying that? So let's take a little bit of time and write down what you feel ready to let go of and to leave behind. Consider what you might release today. What parts of your life, what things, ideas, people, ways of living have become obstacles to becoming the people we want to be, the people we need to be. Write a word or two or however many you can fit on your paper. Nobody's going to see it. And for the next few minutes of music, I invite you to come forward into a ritual of burning. We'll have our candles. You'll burn your paper there and drop it into the bowl. Feel everything that you've been holding burn away. If the past year held joy and growth for you, may that sweetness continue to bless you. If the past year held pain and bitterness, may you be relieved of those burdens and renewed for the journey ahead. Let us look to the new with hope, with curiosity about its many unknowns, and with faith in our strength to navigate it with grace. Our task this morning is not only to lay something down, but we're also going to pick something up, to set new intentions. Intentions different than resolutions are more of an invitation about who we want to be and why. A thought about how you want to respond to both the joys and challenges that this life brings. So let's take a few breaths of silence, and during that time, I'll invite you to set your intention for the year ahead. You can say to yourself during this time, I welcome this, or I invite that. Maybe this is the first time in a while you're getting a chance to pause and just be still, and you haven't thought about what you'd like to invite for the year ahead. That's okay too. You can start now. Let this be the beginning of ongoing reflection. So let's take a little bit of silence together. Whatever intention you've chosen, thing you've decided to pick up, goal or dream or hope you're putting out there this morning, may it work for you in the way you need it to. And let us hear these words of blessing by Sarah Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all there is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames we rise. Amen. Let us now rise and sing our closing hymn.
Come go with
this morning. Let all that doesn't serve us burn away in the flames, and let us look forward to all that does. Go in peace.